This for my Latin peeps. Check this out. So I'll set the scene real quick because she's talking in Spanish. I don't understand every word she's saying. Hold on, I gotta sneeze. You know what I mean? But I get the gist of what she's saying. But I'm gonna play this clip, y'all. You know what I mean? So this lady, this is a Latina. She's working at Walmart. And she's just, you know, she must have just got to work or whatever. And she's looking around. She's saying none of the Latinos or Latinas showed up for work because they're worried about ICE. They're hiding from ICE. I would be too if I was in that situation. Ain't nobody about to just sit there and wait for them to come arrest them. You know what I mean? So they're not showing up for work. So let's listen to what she's talking about, y'all. Check this out.
Mis amores, aquí rapidito. Miren cómo está el Walmart vacío, sin gente. Ayer aquí no vino ni un solo latino. Y aquí sigo, miren cómo están todas estas cajas que siempre están llenas. Las filas son inmensas. No hay nadie, ni un latino por aquí.
Yep. All right, y'all.
Like a pop sign, nah. Niggas really ain't solid, they playing both sides, If they told you I was with the shits, it's no lie, I can hear my conscience clicking with these ghost vibes.
I decided to laugh, fork in the road and I'm deciding the path. Ever cross me, I'm providing the wrath. I can get it on consignment, I'm sliding them half. Hammer on the waist and the right side of the calf. My American dream had cocaine in it. That's like riding your car through hell with propane in it. I made my name, so I had to get the domain with it. I eat 5-star, but I'm still low mean with it. Yeah. You playing temple run, I'm on a temple run. Trying to run the guy for this game, it's a mental one. Most of the time you need a solution, it's a simple one.
So the reports are that Luka Doncic got traded to the Lakers for Anthony Davis. You know what I mean? I don't know if there's more players or, you know, more draft picks or whatever involved in shit like that, but I didn't see that coming. I don't think anyone else saw that coming either. Wow. Yeah, so they're saying Luka to the Lakers for Anthony Davis to the Mavs. I think that's going to help the Mavs out more in the short term, just in the short term, because Luka's injured anyways, but still, like, you know what I'm saying, he's going to be back and all that. But I think just in the short term, just for this year, I think it helps the Mavericks out more. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. So, yeah, I was just running some errands. I had to run to the 7-Eleven, get some cigarettes and some change so I can wash some clothes. FYI, too, if you're like a customer service person, you work, you know, I don't care if it's a fast food, at a gas station, at a convenience store, anything like that. Like, I know that, like, times have changed and stuff like that, and it just seems like a lot of people are more like, they don't even want to talk to people at all. Like, even when they're working at a place where you have to communicate with people. You know what I mean? When you're dealing with, like, customer service, where there's an exchange of money and all that kind of stuff, and change is involved, and, you know, like, just this morning, went to the 7-Eleven over there on North Avenue, across from the McDonald's over there here on the east side. So I went there, went to the ATM right away when I went in, pulled out $20 so I could wash clothes, right, for some laundry, get changed. And then, so while I was doing that, there was another lady in line. She was getting her stuff rung up, right? She had a few things, right? So I get my change. So she's still in line. So I use ATM, boom. Getting back of her in line, right? Because I'm next, right? It's just me and her. We're the only customers. And there's 2 employees in there. And it looks like one person may have been a security guard type person. He wasn't dressed in a security uniform, but just kind of where he was standing and kind of how it seemed like maybe that's what he was doing. So the dude that was working behind the desk, though, so he rung the lady up that was in front of me. He rung her up. So now, right, what happens next, right? I should be next, right? Because I had I was going to get cigarettes from there. I ended up going somewhere else, FYI. Anyways, so I'm standing there, right? So the lady, she's done, she walks out. I'm right behind her. It's not like I was still walking around the store looking for what I'm going to buy or, none of that shit. I was in line waiting. She got done, walked out, and I'm standing there. What does the cashier do? He stays behind the counter or whatever and walks over and starts doing something different instead of ringing me up next. You know what I mean? Read the room, dummy. Like, I'm next. There is no, you get to go do something else real quick, you just got to do this, and it'll just take a second type shit. There is none of that. I'm next. I'm the most important thing in there at this moment. I'm not saying not literally me, but I'm saying your customer is always next, is what I'm saying. Whatever else you had going on could have waited. You know what I mean? So, but that's what I'm saying. So instead of ringing me up next, he got done with her and then just went, basically turned around and went and was doing whatever he was doing. He was still behind the counter, but he was doing something else. And I'm just standing there. At first, I'm just like, okay, I'll wait for a few seconds. I'll give it a few seconds. So I was standing there for maybe a good minute and a half. So at that point, I just left. I just walked out of there, just casually. I didn't bitch, complain, nothing. I just walked. I just left. And then I could see when I was in the car, I could see him walk over to the door, and you could see him talking to one of the other guys. They were probably wondering why I left and all that. 'Cause, dummy, you don't get to go do whatever, you know what I mean? You ain't on your own time, dude. And then when people complain about that kind of stuff, people don't understand, you can't, no one's saying, as if you work in them kind of place, no one's saying that you need to kiss people's asses and shit, man, but, you could have just the basic common courtesy. Dude, you don't go do that first. Your customer is your top priority. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just... Because it didn't used to be like that. And I know, like I said, I know customers, because I know a lot of these places, people just go work these jobs. They don't even want to do them. They don't want to be there. And I get it. I don't want to be up at 4:30 in the morning or either here getting change and buying cigarettes either. So we're both in the same boat. Not happy to be here. I didn't ask you to come do this kind of job. I didn't ask you to apply and get hired at 7-Eleven. That was on you. Ring my shit up. You know what I'm saying? But they could see, I left and stuff, and I know they were probably wondering, why did dude leave? 'Cause, dummy. They'll figure it out. So maybe they won't do that to the next customer that walks in. But anyways, I'm about to go throw some clothes in the laundry, watch the news, and, catch up on the rest of this Luka Doncic trade. Yep, Anthony Davis went to the Dallas Mavericks, and Luka went to the Lakers. Yep. So... See what's up with that. Man, that was interesting to wake up to. No one saw that coming. That came out of left field. I'm interested to see what the Bucks do, though. The Bucks need to shake their little team up some. Yeah, Brook Lopez is old. It's kind of odd to me that Bobby Portis has not been playing. He's been out for personal reasons and shit. So we'll see, though. The Bucks do need to get a little help. I wouldn't mind seeing them get Bradley Beal over there. Because it don't seem like they really want dude in Phoenix no more. But he's got a no-trade clause. But even if I had a no-trade clause and I knew the team didn't want me, but you're like, well, fuck that, I'm staying here because I like it here, but they really don't want you around, that's got to be kind of tricky and shit. Because even though you get to decide to stay, you're like, they really don't want me here, though. So, the relationship just ain't right. All right, y'all. We'll get to this episode. Enjoy the music, content, and clips. Man, and shout out to everyone that's listening. Shout out Japan, shout out Virginia, shout out Ukraine. You know what I mean? And I said it right, y'all. I said it right. It's Ukraine. When you're talking about Ukraine, there is no the before. You don't say the Ukraine. It's just Ukraine. Yeah. So shout Ukraine out. You know what I mean? We appreciate y'all listening. Japan and everyone that's listening. Maryland, Virginia, you know what I'm saying, Cali, Indiana, Illinois. I'm just naming some out right now. Georgia, you know what I mean? Appreciate y'all. All right, we'll get back to the episode.
I'm trying to get some rest and put some gravy with the stressing. Yes, I'm fresher than ever, but older than wine. Vintage, I've been in it, getting colder with time. Got a whole bunch of rhymes, got a whole bunch of hooks. Spend a whole bunch of time with a whole bunch of crooks. I took.
So we had already talked about it a few days ago, but here's all the things the whites are taking away, the bad whites. Here's a list of the events that the agency is pausing celebrations for. So this is the Defense Department's intelligence agency has paused observances of Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Pride Month, Holocaust Days of Remembrance, and other cultural or historical annual events in response to President Donald Trump's ban on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs in federal workplace. The instructions were published Tuesday in a Defense Intelligence Agency memo obtained by the Associated Press and affect 11 annual events, including Black History Month, which begins Saturday. Here's a list of the events that the agency is pausing celebrations for. I didn't make these up, y'all. Y'all go check the Associated Press. Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Black History Month, Women's History Month, Holocaust Remembrance Day, Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, LGBTQ Pride Month, Juneteenth, Women's Equality Day, National Hispanic Heritage Month, National Disability Employment Awareness Month, National American Indian Heritage Month. This memo's authenticity was confirmed by a U.S. official who said the pause was initiated by the DIA and appears not to be policy across the Defense Department. The official spoke on the condition of anonymity to discuss sensitive matters. How's this ain't racism? How is that not racism? I'm just saying, I'm asking the question to the sky. How is that not racism?
Right. Interesting that the Holocaust Remembrance Day is in there too. So
because
no sympathy for them either.
Because they partner with black people and stuff like that a lot. You know what I mean? Like a lot of Jews help black people out and stuff like that. And they know that, you know.
They do a lot of like endowments and
all those slavery and the Holocaust were different. You know, it was the savagery of it. I can't get that right out.
Well, and just the genocide of people.
And just what they were doing to people. You know, and it's just and the bad whites don't like that. They don't like anyone coming together, you know, trying to form against them.
Right.
They hate it. And that's why they're doing all. That's what I'm saying. Find me a Democrat anywhere doing this stuff.
Right.
Where they're trying to take stuff away from white people. And take. It ain't happening, y'all. Wouldn't be able to find me any examples.
And who's it harming, having those dedicated days or months for people? Who is it really harming? Nothing.
Yeah. I think I'm going to make some nachos with the pita chips.
Okay.
I'm going to cut the using your sausage up.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I'm going to go make some nachos. And then
Dad's making
watching these basketball games. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. But yeah, check out the Peter Santinello where they were on there talking about the prison stuff. Dude was about to get out and all that stuff like that. We thought it was relatable, you know, because we talk about it all the time and stuff like that. So yeah.
Interesting, like him going to the store for the first time. He didn't even know like what clothes to buy, and he said he felt weird, like wearing something that wasn't his uniform.
And a lot of that, some of that was relatable. Because I've been released. I know how that is and stuff like that. So when they're in the store and they were shopping around and stuff like that.
When your mom picked you up, did you guys like stop and get some clothes or like?
We stopped and got food, and then we went to the house, and then I think like the next day we went, you know, shopping and all that stuff. Got, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. So we did all of that. Yeah. So I know. That's why I was watching it. I was just replaying what I went through. Yeah, because you can get release clothes sent in when you're about to get out. Your family
stuff. Okay. Cool. That's cool.
¿Y es recuperar comida?
Sí, comida típica regional, casi perdida la receta, y nosotros lo que estamos haciendo es rescatando la gastronomía de la región, ¿no? Que además de sencilla, pues vemos que es muy rica.
¡Delicioso!
Las cocineras, quienes preparan toda esta comida, son personas de aquí mismo de la región. Y ahora que se trata de preparársela para el turismo, pues les es muy natural, muy fácil para ellos.
Y seguro les da orgullo ver que la gente lo está disfrutando, ¿no?
Sí, así es, y pues estamos dando empleo. Entonces, se está impactando.
This is interesting. Okay, so we're going to get into your story a little bit today. But tomorrow morning, very early, we're going to another prison, picking up a prisoner that's been in, what, 12 years?
Yeah, 12 years.
Okay, so we're going to get his first moments of freedom. But you've been in for 7 years.
Yep, I did 7 years.
And you were a corrections officer, and you fell in love inside of prison.
We did not fall in love inside of prison. We met in there, and then we met at church a couple of weeks after I was released, and we've been together pretty much ever since. So 10 years now. Almost 10 years we've been together.
But you were eyeing each other in prison.
No.
No.
We did not like each other.
She really didn't like me.
Yeah. She flipped my cell, as we call it. It's essentially when
she says they don't put that shit back together afterwards. For real, because they just tear your cell up and then they just leave, and you'll be like, damn.
Like me or...
Havoc beat y'all.
Fuck fire, nigga, I look like front of me. Somebody gonna be dying tonight. The sideways talking. Catch you on the sidewalk walking and hit you with that iron for Mike. Never picks with guns. Grab riches and run. Bad bitches for fun. That shit never get old. Since the young they had the old soul. Sneaking sips to mommy old gold. We was bent on the low. Graduated to the Hennessy. Too much of that shit I had. Everybody looking like the enemy. Fuck dodgeball, we was trying to dodge felonies. Ever was a cure to hip hop was the remedy. Remember me? Remember P? Had him shook representing from QB. Back when Conan Noriega was war reporting. Nas was Illmatic, we was all distorted. And y'all wasn't important. Matter of fact, you forfeit. Nigga count your losses. Go against the grain. Got nothing to gain. Manufacture the pain. Let your clique fill the funerals. All y'all removable. Brains on the floor like pigeon shit. In New York, clowns couldn't take it. Had them packing up the U-Hauls. Murder Queen shit. Niggas be snitching and singing. So now we gotta make a remix. What the fuck he say? We be right back. Nigga want smoke? All good, let me like that.
Vamos a decir que esto es como trabajar y esto, pero no como aquí ahorita, un minuto más, no. Días, tenemos que tardar poco a poco.
Para preservar las tradiciones de la comunidad, y su principal rol es entonces preservar las tradiciones y que se mantengan vivas y activas. ¿Cómo?
Stuffed peppers, y'all. Stuffed peppers. A little barbecue sauce.
For the Rarámuri, preserving traditions is critical. The women's colorful, ankle-length frocks symbolize resistance, dating back to the Spanish conquest when they fought against assimilation. The men's colorful traditional wardrobe is worn during important events and ceremonies. Esta es como una vestimenta un poquito más especial por la ceremonia que hicimos. Ah, pues me siento muy honrada. I'm even more honored that Alejandro has volunteered his home for Margarita to teach me delicious raramuri recipes. Alejandro, gracias por dejarme visitarlos. Estoy tan contenta de estar aquí. Huele tan rico.
This is not supposed to be positive. This is not supposed to be positive. This music is negative because the streets are negative, you know? So in the record, you're going to hear violence. You're going to hear aggressive behavior by individuals that live that lifestyle out, you know? That's like telling somebody like Stephen King, well, make a horror movie with a happy ending. They don't have happy endings. It's a horror movie. It's supposed to end horrible, you see? And this is what I do. So people that like me are going to be really shocked when they hear my new record because it's going to scare the shit out of them.
Last music interlude, y'all.
So much pain under the surface, written in verses, making it worth it. I changed to a whole better person, hearing in verses, making it worth it. So much pain under the surface, written in verses, making it worth it. I changed to a whole better person, hearing in verses, making it worth it. Look, from the home of the ad, from the collie block, all the dirt in the past to try and have a knot. It was stash spots, my mama's satellite. We were the youngins, had it locked, but didn't have a lot. We were bringing the cops, ain't playing black ops. They get they load out and they rushing us. It's life in the gulag when the judge throw the book at us. Young sinner, freezing in the winter when we took the bus. Mama tears on the ground but kept looking up. She had faith. Every day prayed for me, kept a safe place for me, and she did it faithfully. I'm more worried about the behavior trying to play with me. God, what's wrong with me, man? Living life fast. Yo, Styles, talk to him.
Time is up, mine is fucked, trying to see clear, but think I got my blinders up. Not a horse, just a force, and the grind is tough. On the pull of ball, giant thinking mind is up. Yeah, I'm thinking, it's deep and I'm thinking. I'm looking at death and I ain't even blinking. Smoking and drinking, partying hard. I'm around all these devils, but my body is God. My spirit is good, but my mind is fucked. Cause I wanna spread love, but the nine is tough. Know a bunch of dead men who lined them up. So I keep the circle tight and I fire it up. Go.
So much pain under the surface, written in verses, making it worth it. I changed to a whole clear my motherfucking throat, you know?
That habit, y'all.
Gonna fasten your seatbelts. You might feel a little bit of turbulence. I'm taking on Prodigy, told me to murder this. Out and over, baby boy, that's affirmative. Gotta be fire before I even let it burn to this. They tried to hold me back, but the levee broke. I'm spitting fire, but you dying from the heavy smoke. A wet towel at the door, couldn't save him. Any hammer in my hand, you getting hit. When I aim on little bitches, I don't gotta game them. Yeah, that's all swag. Slim waist with a motherfucking horse ass. Good intention, but of course you know the door's bad. Knock, knock, open up. Look what daddy brought back. A mixtape that is sorry, all the rest of them. Season with a flow, blacking out like methanol. H don't mess with them. Leave niggas dope like Mike on that medicine. Yeah.
Each of ASPC Lewis's housing units is named after an ADC correctional officer killed in the line of duty. Sandra Bachman, Theodore Buckley, Robert Barchie, Dale Morey, Paul Rast, and Jim Steiner.
That's racism. If that ain't a shock, like, we're gonna name this shit. How is the likelihood of any inmate in there having to do with something that each of those officers' death or whatever They probably had nothing to do with it.
Right.
So it's just like a shot at them, like, you are the criminals, and we're going to name this fucking place that we're going to make money off you guys and just keep you down and keep you locked up forever. And we're going to name it after an officer that was killed that you probably had nothing to do with.
Yeah.
That's so disrespectful, ain't it? Them being in there, being locked up, doing their time ain't good enough.
Right.
Like how they, yeah. Isn't that a lot? A lot of decisions go into that. To do that, someone had to come up with that idea. Hey, boys, let's name these.
Instead of calling it Yard A or Unit A, B, C, D.
Just keeping it simple.
Now we're going to change it.
And it sends a message.
Yeah.
That part, too. They're sending a message, and that goes more into that you against us, us against them. And when we call that stuff out, speak out against it, for some reason, we end up being the bad guys.
Yeah.
That's the part. That's the part that we need to like fix. Cause like I know at RCI, the units, cause there's housing units. Each of those are named after Wisconsin counties. Mm. There's a Dodge unit, Waukesha unit, Winnebago. It's crazy, yeah. They named all the units that. There's a Rock.
Right.
Walworth. It's crazy, yep. So I want to look, yeah, that's out of Arizona, y'all. Yep, those prisons are literally named after corrections officers or police officers that were killed in the line of duty. So even if they were trying, even if we looked up some of those names of those people that were killed or whatever, even if it came down to something like they were killed by an inmate or something while on duty and shit, like that's a little much. That's extreme.
Yeah.
Because, like, why can't you just let everyone just go on and be? Them people, that's why I think some people just don't appreciate just people doing time. Because they can always just say how somebody fucked up, they deserve to be there, it's whatever, you know what I mean? I always try to tell people, like, go try your closet or something or whatever, go try going in there for a day. And you can come out, like, 3 times a day for, like, an hour, and then you got to go back in there, and then like have your girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever, just to do it for fun or whatever, like bring you your food 3 times a day. Like they'll bring you like breakfast, and they'll like, because there's not a trap, you wouldn't want to cut a hole in your door and all that. It ain't that serious. But like you could have her open the door and then hand you the tray real quick, and then when you're done, yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, and try doing that for an entire day. Obviously, if it gets too much, you just let yourself out. But I'm just saying, just imagine, though, because you just be doing it for fun. You could be like, at any point, fuck this, I ain't doing this shit. But just imagine, like, people locked up have that same thought, like, damn, I hate this shit. They can't go nowhere. Right. You just got to keep dealing with it and dealing with it and dealing with it and dealing with it and dealing with it until your time is up. Shit's crazy as hell. Yeah. But I guess we'll blame all this on Hunter Biden's laptop, right? That's what the Trumpers do. Everything is Hunter Biden's laptop fault. I got so tired of hearing that shit.
Never gonna get old.
Never gonna get... We should find that clip and use it sometime. Hunter Biden's laptop. That's all them Trumpers were using. Man, they were after dude. So why were they after dude so much? Because he was a dope fiend and shit? Remember they tried saying it was his cocaine in the White House?
Right, and like the thing is that like he had nothing to do with politics.
Nothing to do with anything. Nothing to do with politics. And they wanted to blame. I just could not understand that shit. Yeah, but y'all got 4 years to keep fucking the world up, and then hopefully we can get somebody in there normal. Preferably a Democrat, you know what I mean? And then, because here's my question, where are them MAGAs going to go? When Trump's not, because he ain't going to be a thing no more in 4 years. Right. So then, like, all them ultra ones that just love him to death, they're not like them having a normal because I feel like the Republicans are going to try to run somebody normal up against Vance or whoever the MAGA, because the MAGAs are going to try to have like a clone of Trump, a younger clone, and then the other, like during them primaries are going to be interesting, the Republican primaries, because that's when the normal Republicans are going to be trying to run.
It's almost, you know,
because there's a part of them that don't like the MAGAs.
Right, you know, like the beginning of a new election season when like somebody isn't rerunning. It's almost like American Idol.
Hell yeah!
Like if you think about it, there's like maybe like 10 or 12 potential candidates, right? Then somebody drops out, and there's like, you know, 9. Then they're down to 6. Like it's totally American Idol. Don't you think? And they have to like perform on stage by talking, right?
Yep. Selling their basically it's like a interview.
Right.
Like that everyone's watching and shit. But they'll be up there just lying about it. That's what would be crazy.
Yep, and so like this time around it's gonna be the Republicans have to do that, as do the Democrats.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, it like the energy just feels like a lot of us Democrats, because we're running around trying to warn everyone. I think a lot of our energy's tapped out. Because we feel like we're like, man, like we felt like if no other time, like people would get it, and it didn't. It just didn't happen, and we feel screwed over. And it's okay for us to feel that way.
Yes.
It's okay for us to feel that way. Because the thing is, like, the shit didn't have to be like this. That's what's so crazy about the shit. And everyone's going to see it when they start going to the stores and stuff like that. And your little favorite taco truck ain't going to be there no more. Because you know some of these restaurants are taking a hit where the busters are all Latin, the dishwashers are Latin, taking the garbage out there Latin. Some of these hotels, when I worked at Hotel Metro, because, you know, they had the laundry, you know, facilities, you know, way down in the bowels of the building and shit. Because sometime I would have to go down there to get, like, napkins, because we'd have to, like, pre-fold them and stuff like that before we opened up and stuff. And like shine silverware and all that. Y'all know I'm talking about, people that work in restaurants. So I would have to go down there to get them and stuff sometimes. And they would all be Latin down there. And they wouldn't speak no English either. Straight up. Because that fucked me up when I went down. Because I never really, because I went down there, I never forget. And I was like, damn. I didn't even realize that there was all of that underneath down there.
Oh, okay.
You know,
in the bowels.
Yeah, it was in the bowels of the building. I'm like, damn, I didn't even really know all this was down here. And it was just, they were down there just like doing the laundry. They were probably just down there all day. Washing clothes, you know, bed sheets, towels, and then, you know, and then drying them and then folding them and taking them up to the cars, cleaning the rooms. They're doing that shit all day long. And they stay hidden. They were just down in the basement. Yeah. Because sometimes I would have to go down there and ask for some, you know, and you know what I mean? I'd have to be like hand signaling or whatever and shit.
Right.
Because sometimes they will see me and like, because they can tell I'm Latin. Other people can tell people are Latin. Even if you're mixed, they can tell. So they'll start talking to me and it's just straight up Spanish, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, what? And then people will be like, they'll be, you know, but they get it. They know. I wasn't born in Mexico. I've been in America my whole life. I've been speaking English.
Right.
That'd be the same as me asking somebody German that's been, in, you know, born here their whole life and all that shit, me asking them, why don't you speak German? Or whatever the language is in German.
Right.
You know, just a white person. You ask them what their heritage is, and they're like, oh, I'm German, what a German American. I'd be like, well, why can't you speak German? But when it's Latin, if I tell somebody I'm Mexican, just the average white, they'll be like, why can't you speak Mexican? They don't
They're
stop.
Like, oh,
they don't,
you don't speak Spanish?
Right. That's what, not Mexican Spanish. That's what I meant to say. I'll
But
speak
you know,
Spanish.
like they're like surprised that you don't.
But it ain't. But it shouldn't be surprising for us to ask them why they don't speak their native tongue. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like, yeah, that's crazy how that works. Yeah, they just breeze through life. A lot of white people. Well, you know, for the good or the bad. I'm not saying, you know, because there's, you know, everyone ain't. That's what I was saying. Every white person ain't bad. I shouldn't have to stop and say that. Just like every black person ain't, every black person ain't, every Chinese person ain't. But where the white, where it's an issue with the whites is because they have they outnumber everyone and they have so much control and economic power and stuff.
Yeah.
That's why it's like it's hard to fight back against them. That's why we protest and all that bullshit, because that's literally all we can do. It's almost like maybe this is a bad example, but it's almost like when a baby needs something and shit, they really have no power or control. So they just start screaming and crying, and then you put the nookie in their mouth and they be quiet.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like us as black and brown people, like, because we have no power and control, so all we literally can do is like bitch and complain. Because that's kind of what people do just in human nature. When you literally feel like nothing, that's, you know what I'm saying? That's when people start like getting upset and yelling and, you know, arguing and stuff. Because it's just a natural response. And you're just like, this literally is all we got. You get out and start protesting and shit, even though that does nothing.
Right.
I mean, it doesn't, not any like true like results of any like change, real change. But yeah, it's just crazy. But what do we know?
We don't know anything.
We don't know nothing. You know what I mean? Our little weak ass podcast, you know what I mean?
I love our podcast.
I love our podcast. Because we're just on here just like, we're just on here just being us. Listen to Miles Davis. I'm about to watch the basketball game, sharing a cigarette with my baby. She's looking at me like, will you light the cigarette? But sometimes I do that. I'll get a cigarette ready, and I'll put it in my mouth, and then I'll start talking. You know what I mean? And then Michelle will be looking at me like, not right away, like light the cigarette, but like after about a minute, it's like, you know, you gotta light the cigarette and pass it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but watching these games, the stuffed peppers were good.
Yeah, they could have used salt. Like, they were already like prepared, you know, so like, I thought they'd have more rice in them too. But they were decent.
They were very decent. Oh, I'm going to feed them now, too.
And then I put barbecue sauce on mine. It was very tasty that way.
I put the Valentina hot sauce on mine, chopped them off. I'm about to turn the games back on. You want me to feed Charlie or hold up? Charlie, our older pug, a little tummy's bothering him.
Yeah.
So, trying to just monitor when to feed and stuff. But I'm going to feed Chewy right now.
I mean, Charlie did not eat this morning.
Yeah, and Charlie, like, ain't never met a meal
He does not skip meals.
Ever.
Even when he was sick, like, what was that, a couple weeks ago when he had, like, diarrhea really bad?
He just heard you talking about it.
He just kept eating.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm going to go feed these dogs, and we'll get back to it. Yeah, that list is crazy, that's crazy, though. Okay. Yeah, they're supposed to be coming out with that Brady list, too. They're supposed to be releasing it. Yeah, I don't know what's up with customer service these days, y'all. So I just ran to the little 7-Eleven on North, you know what I'm saying? On North Avenue, right across from McDonald's. Oh, I'm done fucking with McDonald's. Well, I don't, you know, me and Michelle and I don't really eat McDonald's that much anyways, very, very often at all, because I just don't really like their food. But the only thing I eat from there is a sausage McMuffin with eggs, but I don't need those. I ain't fucking with McDonald's because they're Trump supporters too. Starbucks, there's a list of them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that Ross, that little clothing, they're like kind of like a TJ Maxx type of place or whatever. That Ross, they sell clothes and shit in there, like a little department store. They're Trump supporters, so don't fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? If you got the discipline, you know what I'm saying, and you supported Harris, then, and obviously I ain't telling people what to do. Y'all are grown adults, do what you want, but I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Because that is one way that we can fight back, is not buy their shit. And I know if each individual is like, oh, well, what's one person, me not going in there and buying stuff, like, what's that really going to do? Because if everyone else is going in there buying their shit, then it don't matter. Don't look at it like that. Just look at it like you're doing your role. You know what I mean? Like, personalize it. Like, why would you want to support, a known racist? Like, you can take Trump out of it for a minute. Let's just say it was someone that you knew, like someone personal or just an acquaintance or just someone locally or whatever, a neighbor, any scenario. And you found out a person was racist and they didn't like black or brown people and shit, and you knew about that, I would assume that you would do your best not to support that person or that business or whatever, right? So why can't we do it nationally? I'm sure we can survive without Starbucks coffee. I'm sure we can survive without going to Ross. I'm sure we can survive without the Starbucks coffee. Y'all get y'all a coffee maker and make coffee at the crib. Find something local, like Collectivo. They're a local coffee company. Go support that. You know what I mean? Because that's literally the only way that we can fight back against racist people, is not support their shit financially. Because that's the end of the day. That's what makes them powerful, is the money they have. And I know it seems like a long stretch, you know what I mean? But like, man, you just got to have better discipline. But we'll read the list on here, you know what I mean? And just see what happens. Just don't support certain shit. Like, I don't buy Starbucks no more. I don't fuck with McDonald's. These other places, you know what I'm saying? I know it'd be tough to, like, not do anything or everything, but, like, we can try our best not to support some of this bullshit.
Morning, Chewy. Chewy was waiting for me by the door when I got back. Good morning. Somebody's hungry. You want that breakfast? Good morning. I gave Chewy a bath yesterday. He was all fresh and clean. I cut his nails. Hey, baby. You're going to be 1 year old in like a week and a half.
All right, y'all. I'm going to pour me a coffee, and we'll get back to this episode, y'all. I'm about to pop the news on. And, yeah, so enjoy
the music, the clips, and the content. Right, Chewy?
Okay.
I mean, sometimes you gotta feel like the moment is yours. And this moment is mine. As long as I motherfucking feel like it, you know? Yeah. Turn it up a little, boo. Alright.
Don't put them down before I tell you. I want to be hard-headed to find out what the shell do. Now you can put them down if you want.
Go ahead.
Soon as hook come back, put it up.
I'm thinking this moment, baby.
I'm still getting LOX money, yellow Air Forces, yellow Lex money. Jada the Moir, give him the kiss of death for me. Big Donnie G, you rip his head off for me. D to the dash, then the block after that. 9 mil drawn, and then it pop after that. Your brain on the floor, who wanna mop after that? The ghost on the mic, now who can rock after that? Yeah. It's like only a few brothers. I'm hitting 2 bitches, so I'm using 2 rubbers. You make it rain on them bitches, then I make them pay for all the game that they miss.
Don't put them down, so I tell you. You never want to be hard-headed and find out what the shell do. You can put them down if you want. As soon as the hook come back, put them up.
I feel good, folks. I ain't moving on these niggas. I'ma die filthy rich, I'm piss pop poor. Violating the crew, what you get shot for? In lyrical shape, niggas, tip top, y'all. Know the money's coming in when the bricks dropped off. Me and the gun and the pretty bitch up in the vehicle. Still pass around like Biggie and Caesar Leo do. Yeah, Frank White is still alive to me. I don't mean the label, but most of you niggas jive to me. Can't find a rapper alive, this is live as me. If you did, it's a motherfucking surprise to me.
As the sun came up this morning, this is what we saw. This appears to be a piece of the aircraft, possibly an oxygen tank. As you say, that medevac crash happened yesterday. This says Jet Rescue Ambulance on it. There's another piece of what appears to be the aircraft right here. Now, the NTSB had indicated that if anyone in the area were to see a piece of the aircraft, not to touch it. We did not, but to call it in, we did. We did call it in with one of the authorities out here. But again, just to give you an idea of just how wide this debris field is, because again, the aircraft, that jet crashed just about several blocks in that direction. We are several blocks away, giving you an indication of just how wide the debris field is. Once again, that appears to be an oxygen tank from the aircraft. Sobering to see it out here on the sidewalk, but again, gives you an indication of just how wide the debris field is.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick it off with this, y'all. Before we get to the intro and everything. It's Saturday. So, yeah, it's Saturday, y'all. Sorry for the pause. I was looking outside. It's kind of foggy out there. Looks kind of weird. All right, y'all. So I'm going to kick this episode off with this. This is this lady, and I'll just let y'all listen to the clip. This is one of my bookmarks that I saved. And, you know, she's just kind of talking about, well, not kind of. She's talking about the election. Black woman. She's a supporter of Kamala Harris, just like Michelle and I were, and we still are. Like, if she ran again, I'd vote for her, because I'll be able to vote this time. That's the other thing. 2028 presidential election, my vote will be in there. I'm voting for the Democrat. I don't give a fuck who it is, straight up. So, sorry for the sniffle. Let's listen to what she's talking about, though. I don't know exactly. I haven't listened to the clip in full yet. But, it says, let's see, all Arabs and politicians were saying, never Kamala. You are having buyer's remorse. Donald Trump is running up your family members and deporting them. I'm not laughing, but like, you got, like, for example, that white lady, the clip we played the other day from the episode where she was talking about her husband and he's from the UK and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, she voted for that. Because she voted. She said her husband couldn't or whatever, but she did. So her vote, she literally voted for her husband to be deported. Just like we were telling, like, you know, because I'm Mexican and black, and just so, like, we were telling, like, that's crazy. Like, I was having to tell, like, 2 different races of people. You know, because when you're black, you just have to deal with black people. I'm saying as far as information, if you're trying to, like, you know, provide some information or whatever, like me, because I'm both. So I got to talk to Mexican people and black people separately. Because I just got to admit nowadays, and it is a little more than I thought it was, but it's still a small percentage. But there's Mexican people that don't like black people for whatever reason it is. And then there's black people that hate Mexican people for whatever reason it is, man. That's crazy to me. But like I keep saying, like, I feel like you have to be a Afro-Latino or Afro-Latina, you know what I mean, to truly respect or understand or have, you know, empathy for that, because you're both, you know what I mean? So, and it just is what it is at this point. But in totality, still, it's the majority of Mexican people, the majority of black people still support each other. But you know what I mean? Even that smaller amount, like, gets so much attention nowadays. It's just like, you know, and that the internet and stuff has to do with all that. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I guess Trump's bitch ass has slapped tariffs on Mexico and Canada and shit. That's supposed to start like today sometime. Yeah, dude's just on some way out stuff. I think dude's gonna get impeached. I don't think he makes it halfway through his presidential term without him getting impeached, because he's doing way too fucking much. Way too much. Alright, y'all, but I'm gonna play this video, y'all, and then we'll officially get to the episode.
Listening to the Never Kamala crowd tell Kamala voters that pointing fingers is not helpful, and right now we need to fight. It's like listening to white people pull that "can't we all just get along" BS when minorities lay out all the ways that they have harmed us. We have to stop blaming each other and come together. It's so dismissive. Like, if you want to talk about unification, we need to understand this divide first. You guys thought that the righteous thing to do was to gamble on our human rights, to send a message to our government, a big F-U to the government over our rigged two-party system. Do you feel heard now?
3-minute video, y'all.
Oh, it's almost like we said that adding more obstacles for us to fight was counterproductive. All over I'm seeing, guys, when are we doing this? When are we protesting? What are you waiting for? Who are you waiting on? It can't be us. You got this, Katniss. You can't ask for unity when you're boasting about or proudly defending actions that put us in harm's way. You're still dragging that woman, and she lost. Like, why am I hearing more about her and spineless Democrats and blue MAGA versus your plan to dismantle the two-party system? Your plan to dismantle our military-industrial complex? Like, what's the plan? Why aren't you outside? Why has this promising movement gone silent again? It's almost like we called it. It was all about owning the liberals and sticking it to the man. After tearing Kamala down and uplifting the third-party movement, you had no plans. You never thought the responsibility to lead a movement would fall on you, and now it has. Go ahead. Go ahead. But you lost millions of supporters that you would have had you not played with our lives. You were not the revolutionary you think you are. Talking about they're the exact same and we're just fear-mongering. They had polar opposite viewpoints on gay.
Hold on. I'm just going to stop it just at one time. I agree with everything she's saying right now. She's basically saying, like we tried telling y'all, like, this shit is crazy out here. But she's right. A lot of them Trumpers, they're having buyer's remorse, but they won't admit it. They're not going to admit it. You know what I mean? And one of the real issues that I had with, like, those MAGAs and those Trumpers, especially the black and brown ones, they were trying to, like, throw that fear-mongering word. They like to throw that fear-mongering word at us Democrats for some reason. Because, like, for example, when Obama was, like, asking the other black and brown people, like, why are you considering voting for Trump and shit? You know, after all we've been through, you know what I mean? Because, like I was saying, and, like, because as far as, I'll get right back to the clip, is that, like, that coming together as black people, I don't think that's even possible anymore. You know what I mean? Because and here's why I say that. Here's the evidence to back that up. Because when you have 88 to 90% of black and brown people telling their people to not vote for Trump, and we're giving you all these reasons why, and we're telling you, hey, look at this, and we're sharing information with you and trying to have conversations and asking you stuff, but then they still go out and support Trump and find excuses to not support Harris, And I'm tired of hearing too, like people are saying, oh, well, she didn't come out with a specific plan for black people. Yes, the fuck she did. Some of y'all just didn't think she came out with the shit quick enough. You know what I mean? And it was just like, and part of that was she had to tread the waters lightly. A black candidate and a woman too, going to running for president. Because, you know, anytime anyone talks about helping black people or anything specifically, or talking about helping the poor, white people's ears perk up. They don't like that. For the most part. The good ones do. So y'all know who I'm talking about. They don't want to hear that shit. Because they look at all of that as like a handout. If you talk about doing anything specifically for black people, white people look at that as a handout and shit. That's why they don't like DEI. Why do you think we had to like create not me, but you know what I'm saying? We had to create all these programs and all that stuff and call it DEI. It's because black, brown, you know, other people, people that have disabilities and stuff like that or whatever, they were getting shitted on and treated like shit. That's why. It's because of the racism. That's why people had to create programs and like stuff like that to try to make things fair. So if racism wasn't a thing and never was a thing, we wouldn't have to be creating programs like that. You see what I mean? Excuse me. All right, I'm going to get back to this clip, though.
Rights, trans rights, reproductive rights, deportation and immigration practices. One has a right-hand man who did the salute to them, and the other one has no problem denouncing them. One hopes to clear out Gaza and make it a resort. The other one called for a ceasefire. One respects the transfer of power. The other one pardoned people who tried to overthrow the government in his name. One is an aspiring dictator. One is not. You guys held a black woman to impossible standards, expecting her to dismantle foreign policies that have been in place for decades. As vice president, you held her accountable for the actions and inactions of white men who had power that she did not. To see a growing number of communities suffer and be put at risk, just to turn around and say, yeah, this was all worth it, and then ask us where we are.
Left,
shame us for taking a step back. Fuck you, each and every one of you who didn't vote, who voted for a non-viable candidate and encouraged others to do the same. Until you understand the gravity of what you all collectively did, until I can trust that in 4 years, fingers crossed, you won't gamble on our human rights again, until you provide an actual plan for this revolution you're definitely not serious about, don't call on nobody to build community with you guys. Like, where...
Straight up. She said, man, I like how she said that. She said that y'all 10 to 12% that supported Trump, y'all were gambling with our rights, with our civil rights and shit. And everyone can see all this stuff unfolding. It's just some Trumpers, they just, and the black ones, I know they gotta be some of them, because they know they fucked up, but they're not gonna admit it. The majority of them, they can't just be like, man, I fucked up. You know what I mean? Because that's when the pride and the ego starts getting in the way too. We haven't even talked about that part of it. That ego won't allow people to say that they made the wrong choice and they fucked up, and that they were wrong and that they apologized for that shit. But I have no sympathy for any black or brown person that voted for Trump. And the white ones that lied to us and said they were, and they didn't. I ain't got no sympathy for them. None. Because they didn't want to listen to us. They didn't even want to listen. That's crazy. Just think about that. Just like cut through all the other stuff. Just think about that just for what it is. When you have 88 to 90% of black and brown people telling that 10 to 12% to not vote for Trump. Here's the reasons why. You know, why are you doing this? Look, blah, blah, blah. He wants to do this. He wants to do that. And you 10 to 12% aren't listening to us? Why? That is a problem. That right there is the issue. So that coming together, I don't see how that's going to happen. Because I thought that was the one thing that we all had in common as black and brown people, or even if we're complete strangers, when it came to racial stuff. I thought we were all on the same page. It don't seem like that anymore, and that's foul as hell. All right, y'all. Back to the episode. Peace and blessings, y'all. It's Saturday. It is February 1st. Yep, February 1st. It's a new month. You know what I'm saying? And I hope life's treating everyone well. You know, so good morning, good evening, good afternoon, you know, whatever time it is you're listening. This is the Cold World Podcast with DVJ&MICHELLE. And I just want to say, as I'm pouring this cup of coffee, just want to say thank you. I'm going to let the dogs outside, and we're going to get to this episode. Enjoy your weekend, and enjoy your life. How about that? All right, y'all. Let's get to this episode. Good morning once again, y'all. Letting Charlie outside. See how cold it is out here. See if that hawk is out. Oh, enjoy. That's Still Pulse in the background, y'all. Still Pulse, Burning Spear, and Bob Marley and the Wailers and them. That's my favorite. Oh, Peter Tosh, too. Can't forget about Peter Tosh. One of the greats. Yeah. Ooh, it's a little cold out here, y'all. A little cold. Yeah, just out here with the dog, with the pedal. Having a cigarette. Get back upstairs. I got the coffee going. Y'all heard me pouring the coffee. Charlie's taking a dump. Nice. Good job, bro. All right, I'm going to clean this poop up and get back to this episode, y'all. Enjoy that music. I'm going to roll that music out for a minute. Yeah, that's Still Pulse. All right. So, weekend's going, well, you know, Friday starts the weekend. But things are going good so far. Yep. I think we're just going to take it easy this weekend. Enjoy the sports, the music, the time to just chill, you know what I mean? You go, hold on, let's maybe let dude pee one more time before I take him in. Alright, y'all, I don't know how the wind is acting up, so I don't want it to mess up the recording, so I'm going to pause it for now, take a pause for the calls, and we'll get right back to it. Alright, y'all.
It is. I'm sorry. I don't try to defend the truth. It defends itself. And if you're too stupid and too ignorant and don't know and too slow, because a lot of people are brainwashed. That's that.
I lose. Little trouble. Seeing things. I got issues. I lose all I love. Yeah.
Now what's the meaning of money since credit's the root of evil? You think about it, it's funny. Godfather flow, pick Michael Fredo with Sonny. Monopoly and Lego, but we ain't playing, you dummy. Everybody is building the construction cause I like a bitch. I just wanna fuck her alright, all high, all night, cause I suffered alright. Now I glide like the disc on a shuffleboard, right? Yeah, I hustled all night just to make a couple bucks. I admit I risked my life for nothing, alright. Now I'm puffing all night. I'ma spend a G on this tree and stay free from these suckers all night. Ghosts. I should sort them out. I lose all I love. I have trouble seeing. Gotta sort them out. I've seen things. Shit. It's like one of them. Yeah. I could whistle and see it. I could whisper and touch it. Conversate with silence. Learn a lesson and love it. Build with math and science. Triumph what I discover. Go to sleep. Fly and hover. Get balls for all all the gutter. Nobody touched the soul like the ghost does. All I think about is the fam and the smoke plug. You ain't talking cash then, we ain't even spoke, cuz you rat or I rat. I hope they kill both of us. Cause we live by a code that ain't written down. Why you think we getting down? Got these niggas sitting down. I could touch the sun and the air that it been around. Fly to the moon off a joint that I'm hating now. Ghost nigga. String in. Got issues. Yo, pools light up. Oh, light up. 40 light up. I got trouble seeing right now. String gang issues. I lose all these beautiful strings.
It's crime time, y'all. So the police got this younger white lady. She looks like she's maybe in like her early 20s or something. They got her pulled over and shit. She's got like a red slushy drink in her hand. Looks like it's a hot summer day. So let's see what's going on.
This is my husband's car.
Well, it's abandoned in the middle of the road, so it's getting towed. You left it here.
I just left it 5 minutes ago.
Why'd you leave it in the road?
Because it broke down. I'm waiting on my dad to come.
All right, well, tow truck's on the way, so.
Really?
Really.
I'm sorry. Why?
What do you mean, why? I turned around on y'all. Y'all parked in a driveway. Then I go down there, and then y'all drop the car and leave.
Yeah, because it's messing up. It's been overheating.
Okay.
When I just told you, my dad's on his way.
3:38. And the driver disappeared. The passenger's still not here.
My dad is on.
So, I think that the police are more worried about the brother that the police said it was a black dude in the car or something like that, or she had a black passenger in the car and he got out and took off or some shit like that. So that's what they're worried about. You know what I mean? So whether he did something or not, you know what I mean? He's getting all the energy. They're more worried about finding out where dude is than what she's got going on. Says something about a $15 ticket is about to turn into like a $15,000 felony. So let's see, y'all.
His way to tow it.
You have a driver's license with you?
Not on me. I lost my keys. My stuff's in the car.
Yeah, well, you had the keys at one point because you were driving the vehicle.
I wasn't driving the vehicle.
You were driving the vehicle. I seen you driving the vehicle. I'm not going to argue with you. Okay?
Why are you being rude?
Why are you lying to me?
I'm not lying to you. Can you prove I was driving the vehicle?
Yes, I can prove you were driving the vehicle.
You can.
Yeah, where's your driver's license?
I just told you I don't have it on me.
Well,
Hey.
now she wants to decline she was driving the vehicle, but she doesn't have an ID. She doesn't have keys.
I left my stuff in the car. I'm literally on the phone with my dad.
Well, if you don't have keys, it's broke down, it's getting towed. You can, it's not your car, so we can't give it to you anyways.
It's my husband's car. Right now, he's incarcerated.
All right.
He left it.
Prove your identity that it's your husband.
My identity, we have different last names.
All right, well,
I have a marriage certificate. I can go way back home to get.
No.
Hey.
She had a black male with her?
Yeah, we saw him.
Oh, y'all did?
I did. I don't know if you noticed him. She was getting out of the car. He was walking up to the house, but when we went back by, they weren't there.
She had keys for it? She had to. She was driving it.
They're searching the car now, y'all. Let's see what they find.
The suspect, now identified as Alexis, had walked down the street away from the traffic stop. One officer goes to get her.
Oh, quit pulling away from me.
What?
Last time I interrupt, there's her first example of white privilege. Even though they're probably upset with her because she likes black people, because it sounds like her husband or boyfriend or whoever it is, they're black, you know what I'm saying? So depending on what kind of white cops these are, they might be upset at her because she's dating a black person, you know what I mean? So they might treat her even a little more harshly now. Let's see how this turns out, y'all. But they're searching her car now. I think they might have found something. I don't think she's drinking the red slushy anymore. They're going to make her put that to the side.
What am I doing? Why can't you give me a
Quit. Stop.
I am stopped.
Stop pulling away from me.
I am. I'm not pulling from you, bro. I'm not fucking pulling
Relax
from you.
your arms.
I am relaxed. Why are you arresting me? Come on, walking down the street. Why are you arresting me? You didn't give me no citation or anything.
I don't have to give you a citation.
So why am I being arrested?
Driving without a license so far, and then your crack pipes and your other meth pipes.
What? Are you serious right now? I don't have shit in my my car.
Come on. Everything's on camera.
Harassed me for 3 days, right?
Yeah, they found dope in the car, meth, 2 crack pipes and shit or whatever. It's about 3 minutes left, y'all.
Yes, I guess so.
They're taking her to jail.
And I want to know why.
Hey, Kronk, so whenever I got out with her, told her to put her hands behind her back, she pulled from me several times. As we were walking back to the car, I had to grab her. She just threw herself down to the ground. She's like, oh, you just kicked me in the ankle. Okay, just being super dramatic. I have not searched her so we can...
Do a use of force. I can get her to...
No, it's not a use of force. There was no force used.
Oh, okay.
She dropped herself on the ground. Yeah, search her for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Step out of the car. Face this car.
Why am I being arrested? And why can't anybody answer?
Drug possession, drug paraphernalia, and driving on a suspended license. I've already told you.
Lie. That is a damn lie. So you tell me you planted drugs on my car? We got body cameras to prove that we did. Right. Do you want me to check in your boots?
Yeah, and the shoes.
Do you have anything on you that we need to know about, hon? Okay. All right, listen, I'm going to take your shoes off. Stay where you're at. Feet spread, okay? How do these come off? Is there a zipper? Okay. Keep a hand on him for me really quick.
I've already gave the answer.
No, I don't want him to touch me. He's already yanked me around. You're hurting my arm.
I am barely holding.
No,
you're pulling away, hurting yourself.
I'm not pulling. Set that out. I'm not pulling. Where you head out, I'm going to grab my drink out of your car. Yeah, they have water, but you
you can't have water in the back of the cop car.
Right? Yeah, and you did not give me any reason why you arrested me. You just told me that...
I gave you a lawful order, you kept pulling away from me.
They told you. You got meth and crack pipes in the car and all types of shit.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, and everything you found in my car was not in my car. Why are you wearing my sunglasses? They look just like mine.
Yeah, I promise you they're not.
I guess you're a girl sunglasses.
Yeah.
When he ended, during the officer's field testing for drugs, the white crystal-like substance tested positive for approximately 0.32 grams of methamphetamine. The two...
We were literally heading home.
Where are you coming from?
We were up at Applebee's.
You had the registration and the insurance as well?
Yes.
How much did you have to drink today?
We just started. No,
How about some John Coltrane for about 2 minutes, y'all? It's Saturday, you know what I mean? Sipping on the coffee, you know what I mean? Chilling. So, jazz music's perfect. All right, y'all, 2 minutes. This is John Coltrane, y'all. Know your rights. No matter your immigration status, you have rights, and it is essential that you know, defend, and use them to protect yourself in case of an encounter with ICE or the police.
It is. I'm sorry. I don't try to defend the truth. It defends itself. And if you're too stupid and too ignorant and don't know and too slow, because a lot of people are brainwashed.
Here
Everything between us is good. I'm riding this cloud, baby. Ready to fly, but before I take another step, would you catch me if I fall for you? 'Cause I'm falling, I'm falling, I'm falling. So used to standing, so used to being on my own. This thing is new, babe. It feels like I'm losing control. I'll take another step. If you catch me when I fall for you, 'cause I'm falling.
That's Michelle's request. She said she thinks of me when this song comes on or whatever, so I told her I'd get it off. That's pretty cool, though. Alright, y'all, back to the episode.
So what's my diagnosis?
My diagnosis is that you seem pretty healthy to me. You just seem to have a thing for black men. That doesn't seem to be a problem.
All right. Well, there you go. I'm glad somebody understands.
So what are you doing later on tonight?
Do you remember Joey Diaz? He was on Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson and Evan.
Oh, Evan, yeah, they got rid of Evan. Evan was cool, too.
Yeah, so Joey...
Is he on some bullshit?
Yeah, I really don't even want to repeat what he said, but he is, like, ripping into Selena Gomez, too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for, like, basically...
Sticking up for her people?
Yeah, so I won't repeat what he said that was derogatory about her. But he said, why are you crying? If you like the Mexicans so much, get on the bus, tell Trump to pick you up.
Fuck you, bitch.
Right?
Joey, bitch. Joey, bitch, you stinking ass punk. You're talking about my people. Sorry, Ma, if you're listening, but my mother would be like, every once in a while, she'll be like, 'cause she loves our podcast, she'll be listening to it all the time. But she'll be like, honey, you cuss a lot. So I'll be trying to, pay attention to that a little bit. But sometimes, you know what I mean? When stuff like that happens, man, like, that makes me upset. You know what I mean? That's bull, man. It's like everyone's, like, it's like if you're Latin and or black, it's like, it seems like white people or even like some other, races of people, like I said, some, will be having a problem with us sticking up and speaking up for our people. But it's okay when they do it and shit, but it ain't okay for us. That's how you know it's racism. When they can do what they want and say what they want to do, protect the things they like, speak up for the shit they like and the people they like, but we can't do it, that's bullshit, man. That's racism. That equals racism.
The Sendix Pizza, for those of you that live in the Milwaukee area, Sendix is a local grocery store. The pizza, this is their frozen pizza, though. And they do sell fresh pizzas, like ready to bake. Delicious.
Quick side note, we bought 2 of them, right? But the other one was very underwhelming because when Michelle came back, I was like, baby, that piece I ain't liking it. She was like, I probably won't like it then. So she threw that shit out and then made the sausage one. The sausage was hidden. Sorry, y'all. Ooh, the sauce is good. It almost tastes like, sorry, y'all, we're hungry, you know what I mean? Friday night. It almost tastes like lasagna sauce or like spaghetti sauce or something.
Yes. You can have that slice.
Thank you, baby. Yeah, that's crazy though. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm gonna stop showing. Yeah. And I don't feel sorry about how I feel about nothing. Because these Trumpers and these MAGAs and all that, they're just showing their ass now. They're just, all this stuff they're taking away, and then they're trying to say it ain't racism. How the fuck does DEI have anything to do with that plane crash? And I think that one was done intentionally too. Dude drove into that plane. The first time I saw that shit, the very first time I saw it on the news when it happened, the breaking news, the very first time they showed the footage, I said to Michelle, I was like, dude drove into the back of the, I thought he drove into the back of it at first, but it was actually the front of the plane. But right then I was like, dude, that was intentional. And I'd be willing to bet dollars to donuts the first time that any of y'all saw it too, I don't care what color you are, that shit looked intentional. That's what your eyes showed you. You can lie to me, but you can't lie to your brain. I'm not saying it was, but I think it was. I think it was. That's my opinion. You have yours, everyone else has theirs. That's why people argue all the time. But anyways, that's crazy. That's crazy. And that's part of what Michelle and I do. We're fighting back against all that bullshit. You know what I mean? So if you appreciate what we do, keep listening. Because we ain't going nowhere. As long as we don't threaten nobody, do anything super ridiculous or nothing like that, we're all good. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. I'm going to get back to the game now. All right, baby. Who's the best at calling the basketball games, you think?
Doris.
She's calling the game right now, the Philly game and the Denver game. Yep. Michelle's in there getting some, excuse me, some footage, some like audio and stuff together for us. For the, there was a new plane crash in Philly. I think that was intentional. All day long, that was intentional. In the hood, too, it looks like, I'm not saying I don't know Philly, but it looks like it's kind of like the hood a little bit. Because I saw one of the stores or whatever, and it looked, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I could be wrong about that, but that's what I think. That's what I think. I think that was intentional. Because, see, here's what I think. I said I think, and I truly feel like, because it's easy, like now, like what if like people like driving, crashing planes down on the people, what if that's what they're doing now instead of like going into a school and, shooting it up or whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's like, like a school shooter, like that's intentional, right? But if someone drives a plane, like that can be excused as an accident or whatever. You know what I mean, kind of? I don't know. But that's just crazy that people do that kind of stuff. Like, who gives you the right to get in the plane? Because it sounds like it was like probably like a personal plane or something. They said it was a single. I don't know. I don't know nothing about planes. But when stuff like that happens, my brain tries to figure it out. Like, well, this happened, so that means that happened. So that's. I'm just trying to use common sense. But like, who are you? Like, who are you to just decide you to get into a plane and then just kill everyone in the neighborhood? Not everyone. You know what I mean? Because there probably were casualties. You know what I mean? That's fucked up, though. But yeah, but Michelle's getting some content together. Some audio and stuff. Because there was, like, people on the ground taking footage of it and stuff. And then there was also video of, like, someone's their ring camera or whatever. That shit is crazy, man. So, yeah, she's just, like, kind of getting some of that together for us. Yeah, y'all just, like, man, don't hurt anybody. Message, I guess the moral of the story, don't hurt nobody. Don't shoot nobody. You know what I mean? Kids should be able to go to school and learn and come home. Their parents shouldn't have to worry about, that shit. Yeah, that's crazy, though. All right, I'm going to get to these games. All right, y'all.
Oh my God, Perry looks like the old man. Look at him.
From Uncle Drew.
He really is starting to look.
Did you like that movie?
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, it was like kind of lame, but it was good.
It was alright. Yeah, he's starting to look old. He's got 26. Yeah, that's one of her players too. See, I got two games on in the room. I'm keeping an eye on the players she has in. She's playing Joker, Kyrie, and Norman Powell, and they're all just going off. And it's only about to be halftime too. Coming for that first place, Lady Ballers. Mm-hmm. All right, y'all. Okay. Pick up Duncan Robinson from Miami. And then drop wait, who's your bench? Can you read them off, baby? Okay, let's see. Drop Buddy Hill. I'll do it real quick. Save. See, these are our GM skills. See, I'm managing two teams.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we dropped Buddy Hill and we picked up Duncan Robinson. Because now that Jimmy Butler ain't playing no more and stuff, he's been getting a lot of more shots.
Nation right now, because I think he thought his guy was set.
30 seconds for infection control as Kyle Lowry dealing with some blood.
Kyle Lowry. Baby. How do you say, what's his name? Lowry?
Kyle Lowry.
He's in the game right now. He's in the game. He's going to get like 2 minutes, and they're going to pull him out. Joker's killing it already. Denver 34-33, y'all. We're watching the games Friday. Trying to get these playoffs. $1,600.
Even tonight, the first 12 minutes, there's been possessions that feel casual. And when you're on a 3-game losing streak, nothing should be casual.
Turn that shit up there. Machine work, ghost work, black work. You know it's work time. Shit. Yeah, I'm motivated to eat. This the ratchet life, so I'm motivated to creep. Motivated, I'm motivated niggas to roll deep. Motivated by the black demon with the gold seats. Motivated to get a lot of work, get OT. Motivated to hit the lab work and blow weed. Motivated to upgrade the motor, go speed. Motivated to play the game and kill the whole league. Motivated to get the long gun over teeth. Motivated to get the old plug from Belize. Motivated to smack these rappers right in their goatee.
I'm sure you've heard the expression, once you go black, you never go back.
Yeah.
Enjoy the Zen that I put together, y'all. These are whales. Killer whales. You know, killer whales kill great white sharks out in the ocean. That's crazy because we were just talking about that the other day, probably a few days ago in an episode about Waupun, the prison. And I think I read an article or whatever about that female staff member that got fired and charged and all that stuff. So come to find out, there's more stuff happening at Waupun, like new charges and shit. These COs and these staff members at Waupun are back on their bullshit. Let's see, this is from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, y'all, and this is says more Waupun prison staffers are fired, resigned amid federal probe into alleged smuggling ring. Yep. And this is Vanessa Suarez from the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel. It's her article. Let's listen in.
That we believe are as part of these investigations. There are two statutes that we are focusing on today. The first is abuse of residents of penal facilities, State Statute 940.29. That is a Class I felony. I will read the statute for you so you all have a good understanding of what it is. The abuse of residents of penal facilities. A person in charge of or employed in a penal correctional institution or other place of confinement who abuses, neglects, or ill-treats any person confined in or a resident of any such institution or place or who knowingly permits another person to do so is guilty of a Class I felony. The other statute, misconduct in public office, Statute 946.12, sub 1. This has other subsections, but this is one we're focusing on. Misconduct in public office, any public officer or public employee who does any of the following is guilty of a Class I felony. Potentially fails or refuses to perform a known, mandatory, non-discretionary, ministerial officer.
That's their video, y'all. That ain't me. So if you want to fast forward, go ahead. There's 1 minute left. This is the Dodge County Sheriff.
Have shown a blatant disregard for the safety of human beings, and arrests must be made and have been made. There must be accountability for the actions and inactions of state employees. As the sheriff, I am angered at how these men were treated and how they died. 9 individuals are being charged in connection to decedent 3 and decedent 4.
Good.
All individuals being charged were informed of pending charges, and I requested that they turn themselves to the Dodge County Jail this morning by 9 a.m. to be booked into the jail.
All right, I'm going to stop the video because I can hear it cracking. Yeah, that's their video, y'all. That's on their end, not ours. So it says, nearly a dozen prison employees have now resigned or been fired since the U.S. Department of Justice launched a probe into a suspected drug, phone, and contraband smuggling ring within Waupun Correctional Institution. I hope y'all can't hear my stomach growling. I'm about to go eat something in a minute. Starving. My bad, y'all. Yeah, at the Waupun Correctional Institution, according to the state's Department of Corrections. That's up from 5 previously reported by the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel last spring. Of the 11 staffers, 9 had their employment terminated and 2 resigned while under investigation, according to the DLC spokesperson, Beth Hardke. The department said it isn't yet releasing the names of the 9 individuals whose employment was terminated because they are still under investigation. Oh, I could find that out. In September, however, a former facilities repair worker at Waupun Correctional Institution pleaded guilty in federal court to smuggling contraband into the prison, including cell phones, tobacco products, and controlled substances. Between 2022 and 2023, the former employee had received payments from prisoners, former prisoners, and associates of prisoners totaling more than $53,000. So they're not naming anyone yet. I'll just read this last little paragraph. The probe came at a time when the state's correctional system faced growing criticism from prison rights advocates and families of Waupun prisoners following a spat of in-custody deaths, extended lockdown periods, and poor access to on-site care and services. In June 2023, Dean Hoffman, 60,
died by suicide after 9 days in the hole. An investigation by the Journal Sentinel found that prison workers failed to give him bipolar and antidepressant medications as prescribed more than 3/4 of the time. I'm telling you, I know. I was at Waupun, too. I was there for 7 months. Yeah, because I had fucked up. I got in trouble at RCI, and they sent me to Max. Yeah. And then I went from Waupun to Fox Lake. Yeah. And then I ended up getting a grant. That was back in like because I went to Waupun in like late 98. And then, I was there for like 7 months or whatever. And then went to, because as a matter of fact, I'm just side note now, but when I went to, when I got to Fox Lake, that's right around there about to take the cigarettes away. I remember when we were there, like everyone started like stocking up on cigarettes and shit before they took them. And then after they took the cigarettes, they started sweating people and stuff, searching people's cells and on rooms and stuff like that. And, because people were, started hustling and selling cigarettes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they were taking people to the hole, all kinds of shit for that. Yeah, they created their own problem. They don't care about nobody's health. They were trying to sell us for health reasons, and so that's bullshit. Anyways, yeah, so we'll see what's going on with that. Because they haven't released their names. But it says, this is the last part I'll read. In October 2023, 30-year-old Tyshawn Lemons died of an accidental overdose of fentanyl, and Cameron Williams, 24, died of a rare stroke. Fellow prisoners have accused prison workers of ignoring Williams' pleas for help before his death. Their families have filed several civil rights lawsuits against DOC. Yeah, I'm telling you, but I've seen it just throughout my prison experience. I've seen them, like, deny people their meds. Because I've been in a hole before, too, and stuff like that. And you'll have people, like, press their button from in their room, and, the CO will come on there. It's like an intercom system. And, they might tell the CO, you know what I mean, that they need their meds or something, or they're not feeling well, chest is hurting, whatever. But, like, them COs, they'll be thinking that people are bullshitting or over-exaggerating or lying or whatever, you know what I mean? And then, or they'll just kind of blow it off and just be like, oh, well, the nurse will be here in the morning, or wait till the nurse comes around or whatever, They don't take you serious, and that's a respect issue. A lot of that is just basic respect that they don't have for anyone locked up. You know what I mean? So, I'm glad these people are being charged, man. Because I kind of stopped hearing about that, you know what I mean? But we're going to stay on top of that, though. But it is kind of crazy, Man, speaking of crazy, hear the sirens. They're after somebody. Yeah, Saturday. All right, y'all. But we're coming to you live from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This is DVJ&MICHELLE. This is a Cold World Podcast. Enjoy this long episode, y'all. It's the weekend, so we just wanted to put together a nice episode, and listen to it in doses. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 10 minutes there. Anyways, all right. Enjoy the music, the clips, and content. All right, y'all.